Good morning, Demi. Good morning, Summer. Uh, Back again. Sorry, guys. I just can't see me on my second screen. Oh, thanks, Livy. You can see the screen. Good morning, Lexi. So I'm there then. Okay. So today we're going to divide numbers up to 4 digits by a 1-digit number. And as in English, if you see me here, if I get my pointer, that's when we are listening. And if we have this icon, then I'd like you to comment or write something. So can you please make sure that you have a pen and or pencil and some paper with you today? Don't worry for being late, Rihanna. Better late than never. We had record numbers in English today in our live lesson, and a record number of comments. So fingers crossed we can do the same for maths. And don't forget, if you want to comment, you go to our virtual screen and hit the comment button. Okay, so to divide numbers up to 4 digits by a 1-digit number. Okay, so today's learning outcomes, we're going to be able to use multiplication knowledge to support division. It is really, really important that we know our times tables, and if you are on 5BP, you know how I always go on about how we must be able to use our tables for everything. They underpin so much in maths, and we need to be able to recall them quite quickly, especially for dividing. And we need to be able to accurately divide whole numbers and recognise a remainder. So today's maths teaser, mystery parking. So we do a lot about number sequences and patterns and how we can work out what a sequence in numbers are. So today I've got some car parking spaces that are numbered, and it says, what is the number of the parking spot occupied by the car in the diagram above? So this car is on what number space? So there's these numbers either side of it. So what number do you think that car is occupying? Can you see a pattern? Let me know. Good morning, Safi. Good morning, Danielle. Nice to have you with us. Oh, some of you have caught me out this morning and got it straight away. Well done to Danielle and Lexi. I'll just give you a few more seconds, see if anyone else can spot what it is. Well done, Isla. I thought it's been so I got a groan from Cole last time that I'd do one. Oh, close. Good morning, Chloe D. Yes, that is correct. So some of you got this very, very easily this morning. Okay, so we were looking at the car park from a different angle. So actually, the numbers read 86, 88, 89, 90, and 91. So our car is under parking space number 87. So well done to you who got that answer. Brilliant. I'm going to make sure that your next one is another tricky one. Okay, so we're going to practice short division today, also known as the bus stop method. Now, we use this quite a lot in maths, in our mini maths sessions all the time anyway. So we'll look at what you need to know. So what you need to know your times tables. You need to know what a remainder is and what dividing actually means. Okay, so times tables, you've got lots of time to practice whilst you're at home, and if you don't feel as secure in your times table recall as you think you should be, then use this time. You've got Times Table Rockstars, and I know there's lots of other programs out there as well that are doing lots of learning around your times tables. So what a remainder is, so a remainder is, of course, something that is left over when we have divided. Now, the thing with your remainder is you always have to make sure that it is less value, it has less value than the number you are dividing into. So if you are dividing by 5, you can't have a remainder that is equal to, so 5, 6, 7, anything that is greater, because your remainder always has to be less than the number you are dividing by. Okay, and what dividing actually means, when we first learn about dividing, we learn about sharing, and as we develop our mathematical understanding and our knowledge of vocabulary, we should actually be using the word dividing. But basically, it means we are sharing a number of objects, things, or just numbers out between a set number of people or objects. So that's what dividing actually means. We are sharing out an amount. Okay, so I've been playing around with slides and been learning about new things to do. So I've got things that will float onto this onto the page as we speak. I did tell my class that I had been learning a new skill, and this is my new skill. Okay. So mathematical talk. So we're going to think about using the knowledge we already have. So how can our mathematical knowledge that we've developed all through our school life actually help us? Okay, so how many groups of 4,000s are there in 4,000s? Can anyone tell me that? How many groups of 4,000s are there in 4,000s? So how many groups of 4,000s would you have? So how many groups of 4,000s are there in 4,000s? Only in your writing, Brianna. That's correct, Libby. Well done, thank you. There are 4,000s. There is one lot of 4,000 in 4,000. Okay, so one. Well done, Cole. Right, so how many groups of 400s are there in 800s? So how many groups of 400s are there in 800s? So who can answer that one for me? Using English. Well done, Isla. Fastest finger, you're back. Well done, Safi. Lexi, I think Livy's down there as well. That is correct. There are two groups of 400s in 800s. So we're thinking about grouping as well when we look at dividing. So how many groups of 4 tens are there in 9 tens? So how many groups of 4 tens are there in 9 tens? Well done, Aman and John Paul, for your last answer, and Chloe D. I wonder who's going to be first with. How many groups of 4 tens are there in 9 tens? Oh, Isla and Safi, do you want to check that? Well done, Amy. Jay, excellent. You gave me the extra part that I wanted as well. Well done, Harley. Chloe, John Paul, well done. So we have 2 groups of 4 tens in 9 tens with a remainder of one group of 10. We record it as 1, but it actually means one group of 10. So we have one group of 10 left, because 2 groups of 4 tens gives us 8 tens, and 1 left over gives us 9 tens. Okay, so what can we do with the remaining 10? Okay, I'm not going to ask you for the answer to that one. I'm just going to tell you that we carry it over. So we have that remaining 10 and we carry it over to the next digit. We're dividing, so we're always working right. So how many groups of 4 ones are there in 12 ones? Over to you this time. How many groups of 4 ones are there in 12 ones? Well done, Isla. Fastest finger. Abu, well done. Hello, Abu. Amy, well done. Declan, nice to have you with us. Summer, Jay, all these correct answers coming in. Excellent, Amy and Livy, Harley. Well done. I love your mathematical knowledge, guys. Well done. So there are 3 groups of 4 ones in 12 ones, because 3 lots of 4 ones makes 12. So it's understanding that we are grouping when we are dividing. We're putting things into groups of as well. So that's the knowledge that you already have, and you've shown me that you all have that knowledge by the number of correct answers that have flown in there. So excellent, well done. So I'm going to model the method to you, starting with reinforcing your year 4 learning by dividing a 3-digit number by a 1-digit number. Okay, so this is what you learned to do in year 4. So you learned to divide 3 digits, 684, by 6. So dividing 684 by 6. Okay, so when we set out our bus stop, the number we are dividing by should be on the outside of our bus shelter, and the number we are dividing into should be inside. Okay, and what we have to do is we have to remember what these digits are really worth. We will say 6 divided by 6, but really that is worth 600. We will say 8 divided by 6, but really that's 80. So we use the maths as, we say them as units, because it helps us understand more, but we should always remember the value that those digits actually have, our place value. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. So 6 goes into 6 once. Okay, and that's where our times table knowledge comes into play, because we know 1 times 6 is 6. Okay, so thank you for the answers, guys, but I'm listening here which is what I'm asking you to do at the moment, and 8 divided by 6, which is actually 80 divided by 6. So we can look at that and think, how many times can I fit 6 into 8? So I know it is once, okay? And then the difference between 6 and 8, I have to calculate the difference between 6 and 8. Okay? So 6, 7, 8. So the difference is 2, and that 2 becomes my remainder, and my remainder is carried over here. So my 4 now becomes 24. So I now have 24 divided by 6. Okay, I know my 6 times table. I know that 24 divided by 6 is 4. So my answer is 114. Okay, so thank you for the right answers there, guys, but that was a listening section of our learning, so I wasn't expecting any answers there. So, writing, over to you. Complete the following calculation. Show me what you remember from your Year 4 learning. 764 divided by 4. Okay, off you go. And remember, when you are dividing, you must end up with a number that is smaller than you started with, okay? So you can't have a number greater than 764 in your answer. Want to go back and check that, Lexi, please? Oh, actually, Lexi, sorry. I'm ahead of myself in the question. Okay, some good answers coming in. Well done, Isla. Declan, well done. Well done, Amy and Summer. Demi, Livy. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's go over it together. So 7 divided by 4. 4 is going to 7 once, and the difference between 4 and 7 is 3. So my remainder becomes 3. And then now I have 36. So 36 divided by 4. How many times can 4 fit into 36? Now in my times table, I know it's 9. 9 times 4 is 36. Okay, and I don't have a remainder to carry there. So 4 goes into 4 once, and our answer is 191. So well done to all the children there who got 191 as their answer. Okay, so we will look at our new learning now, dividing 4-digit numbers by a 1-digit number. And I am here listening, so that's what I want you to do at the moment. I don't want any answers or comments coming through during this slide. You will have a chance to carry out a calculation in the next couple of slides. Okay, so I've got a 4-digit number. I've got 4,370, and I'm dividing it by 5. And I chose my 5 times table because I figured most of you, if not all of you, should be really, really secure in your 5 times table knowledge. So 4 divided by 5. Can't do that. So now I'm going to have to think what I have to do. So 5 fits into 4 0 times. So now I've got a remainder of 4. So now I've got 43. So knowing my 5 times table, I know that 34 divided by 5 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. So 40, the difference between 40 and 43 is 3. So then my remainder carries over to where the 7 is, and that number becomes 37. So knowing my 5 times table again, I know that 7 5s are 35, and the difference between 35 and 37 is 2. 35, 36, 37. You can find the difference by counting on. And then 5, 20 divided by 5, nice and easy, is 4. So I have 0847 as my answer, but that's not how my answer is recorded. As you know, 0 is always there, always a placeholder. So when we've got a 3-digit number, zeros are always in our thousands, tens of thousands, 100,000s column. Okay, thank you, Lexi, but I did say this was a listening slide. So when we record our answer, we do not have the 0 here. We just record our answer as 874. So 4,370 divided by 5 equals 874. And I can always check that if I wanted to by using the inverse and multiplying 874 5 times. And if I've got my division correct, then it should take me back to my original number of 4,370. Okay, so let's look at one with a remainder. Again, listening. So again, I'm keeping my 5 times table just to try and make things slightly easier for you whilst we're live lessons. Obviously, if we're in the classroom, it would be a little bit trickier. Okay, so I've got 7,774 and I am dividing it by 5. So I've got 7,000. So 7,000 divided by 5. So 5 will fit into 7 once. And the difference between 5 and 7 is 2. So that becomes my remainder. So 27 divided by 5. I know my 5 times table, so I know that is 5. Takes me to 25 with a remainder of 2. And now I've got the same number here as I had here. So I can apply what I know, 5 already, and I've got 2 left over. I know my 5 times table really quickly, so I know 24 divided by 5 is 4, and that takes me to 20. So now I've got to find the difference between 20 and 24. So if I count on from 20 to 24, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, that tells me that my remainder is 4. And our R is always slightly smaller than our digits. Okay, so our answer is 1,554, remainder 4. So, task, over to you. So this time, I want your answers and your comments. 7,401 divided by 4. So have a go at that for me, and let's see how you do. Excellent, Amy. There again, fastest finger. Danielle, do you want to check that for me, please? Because you're Right, so let's have a look then. So 7 divided by 4 is 1. The difference between 4 and 7 is 3. So I've got a difference. 34 divided by 4 is 8. Remainder 2. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. And I then 4 into, yeah, 4 into 1. I can't divide, well, I can divide 1 by 4, but that would take us to fractions and decimals, and that's not what we're learning today. So thank you. I did say check an answer to Danielle earlier, but she did actually get it. Sorry. I was just, and we have a remainder of 1. So our answer is 1,850, remainder 1. Okay. So just make sure that you write the remainder. Okay. So lots of right answers there. Oh, Wasim, I don't know whether I said good morning to you or whether you were here this morning or you, Cole. I'm not sure. And Sadia. Sadia, do you want to just look at what I've done and have another go at that question for me, please? Okay, so remember, when we get to here, we have to put a 0. Okay, so let's look at something a little more tricky. So you having a go at this one. I know I think I forgot to change my symbol, my person here on this slide. I'm getting there, folks. So 2,210 divided by 9. See what you can do with that one for me. Good morning, Chloe. Well, we are dividing today. So at the moment, we are dividing a 4-digit number, 2,210 divided by 9. If you're not too sure, just wait until I go through the answer, and then perhaps that will help you. Who's going to be first? Waiting. It's a little bit trickier to be fast. Oh, Declan, you've done it again. Well done. I wondered when you were going to come in. Oh, Callum, be careful. Remember, your answer has to. Oh, oh, sorry. I couldn't see your Callum. Sorry, I couldn't see your little R on the remainder. This screen next to me is quite small, so sorry. Yes, well done, Callum. You came in second. Excellent. Oh, Livy, do you want to check that for me? Nadia, well done. Isla, well done. Abu, do you want to go and check that for me, please? Well done, Year 5. You're really, really impressing me with your maths this morning. So shall we go through it together then? Okay, so 2 divided by 9. Again, you can divide these numbers, but we're talking about fractions and decimals, and we don't want to do that. So that gives me 2 remainder. So I can now say 22 divided by 9, I know is 2. Because 2 times 9 is 18, and the difference between 18 and 22 is 4. Okay, so now I have 41 divided by 9. And my 9 times table, I know that 4 times 9 is 36. So that gives me a remainder of 5. And I can have a remainder of 5 because my number we're dividing into is 9. So even though 5 is quite a high remainder, we started off with 9 over here, so that's fine. And 50 divided by 9 is 5. And the 5 times 9 is 45. And the difference between 50 and 45 is 5. So there's our answer, 245, remainder 5. So well done to all your children out there. I'm loving how on it you are with your maths this morning. Okay, so applying our skills. What have we been learning? How can we use our learning? Okay, so Fernando the chef is trying to complete the calculation for his ingredients order. He has started, but he's stuck and doesn't know what to do next. Don't panic, I haven't forgotten anything. I deliberately haven't put the calculation on this page because I want to go over the problem that we're going to have. So the questions that you are going to have to answer, because you're kind of explaining to me first. Why is Fernando stuck? And explain your thinking and then work out the calculation for him. Okay, so Fernando the chef is trying to complete the calculation for his ingredients order. He's started, but he's stuck and doesn't know what to do. 1, can you tell me why he's stuck? And can you work out the calculation for me? So it says Fred up here because I changed his name about 30 times, I think. So, but I forgot to change that one. So this is what he's done so far. He's got 2,184 divided by 7. And so far, he's got to this stage, but he's stuck. So can you see why he's stuck? And can you explain that to me? Okay, so first of all, before we go into the second part, just tell me why he stuck. Don't do the calculation yet. Just tell me why Fernando is stuck on this question. What has he done? So instead of me making mistakes today like I do on the board, I thought I'd get a character to make one. So look closely at the calculation and tell me what has he done. Excellent. Excellent. So can you move on from there, Summer? Thank you very much. Can you move on from there? Why is he stuck? What does this part of the calculation mean? Really extending our maths thinking now. Okay, you're getting there with the mistake he's made here, but what impact does that have on the rest of the calculation? I'm really trying to get you thinking now. So well done to all of you, because you have spotted here where he's gone wrong, but what impact does that have on this, and what we don't usually find? Well, Simi hasn't done the method correctly, but what hasn't he done? We know a lot of you are coming in with a correct answer to this part. So yes, we know that 21 divided by 7 is 3 here, not 2. But what impact does him making the mistake here have on this part of the calculation? What will happen? Something that we don't see when we divide, if we divide accurately. So think about this and the relationship to here to the 7. What happens if you divide? I'll give you a clue because you're all well done, Cole. Just need to get your explanation. I can see where you're going. Just need a mathematical explanation. So what happens if we try to divide this by this? Oh, I can see I'm making you all think really, really hard with this one, which is good, because you've shown me that you've got the mechanics of maths, how to divide. You've shown me good understanding of that. Now I'm trying to push you that bit further to get your mathematical thinking. Well done, Summer. Excellent, well done. Okay, so excellent maths thinking. Well done to you all. So Fernando has incorrectly calculated the 21 hundredths divided by 7 as 2 when it should be 3. All of you sailed through that. Excellent. But I'm trying to really challenge you today. So he's stuck because here he's got 88. And if we divide 88 by 7, he will get a 2-digit answer. And when we divide, we shouldn't have a 2-digit answer, which would be 12. By the way, well done, someone. There's quite a few of you who got that. It would be 12, and we don't have that when we divide, so he can't go any further with his calculation. So excellent work. Okay, so what is the correct answer? Who's going to tell me what the correct answer? What is the answer that Fernando should have had? It's a nice, easy one because well done, Amy. Isla, do you just want to check that for me? Declan, you were in second with the correct answer. Callum, well done. Summer, Sadia, well done. That was a nice, simple one because the main part of that question was getting you thinking about how making mistakes can really impact on our knowledge and understanding. Okay, so 2 divided by 7, we can't do. So 21. 21 divided by 7, we know is 3. Then 8 divided by 7, we've got 1. 1 times 7 is 7, and the difference between 7 and 8 is 1. So it gives us a remainder of 1. And 14 divided by 7 is 2. Excellent, well done. Brilliant mathematicians. High five to everyone who got that out there. Right, so I'm going to give you quite a challenging problem again now. Okay, so applying our skills. So our problem. In the bakery, muffins are sold in boxes of 6. In one day, the factory makes 5,623 muffins. Now, think carefully about this question because this is a question like you will get in SATs when you get to year 6, because there is a little bit of a challenge or in there. Okay, so how many boxes does the bakery need? Okay, so how many boxes does the bakery need if they bake 5,623 muffins in a day? How many? And they put 6 muffins in each box. That picture is making me very, very hungry. I forgot to have my breakfast this morning, which is not good. So they've got 5,623 muffins. They're dividing them into boxes with 6 in each time. How many boxes do they need? Okay, over to you. Oh, Declan, you're first, but think about what I said about the answer. How many boxes do they need? It says boxes. Check that, Isla. Declan, well done. You got it. Excellent. Well done. Thumbs up to you. Okay, some of you really, really need to think about your divisions. So we should have 5,623 muffins divided by 6. Check your calculations. So how many boxes do they need? I didn't ask. Lexi, check your maths, please. But we need boxes. So the bakery needs boxes. And if they have one over, are they going to throw it away or what are they going to do? Okay, so shall I put you out of your misery? Declan, well done. Our only correct answer out there. So they need 938 boxes because some of you got the correct answer, which was 937, remainder 1, but that 1 has to go into a box. So they actually need 938 boxes. They're not going to throw that 1 away. They're going to start a new box. Okay, the next day with those muffins in. So it's 938 boxes. Okay, so how many boxes will be full? So how many boxes will be full? Most of you will have looked at that already, so shouldn't find that part too difficult. So how many of the boxes that they need will be full? Excellent, Isla, well done. First in with the right answer. Declan, Amy, milliseconds behind. Well done, Summer. Oh, Callum, think about what you just think about the calculation that we just did. This one, 938 boxes. So how many of those boxes will be full? Well done, Sadia. Okay, so I'm going to put you out of your misery. It's 937 full boxes. I just talked to you about why that is, because there was a remainder of one that needed to go into the box. So why are your answers different? Because the question asked for two different things. So I'm going to explain to you now why your answers are different. The questions asked two different things. It asked how many boxes do they need. So every muffin needs to go into a box. So if you had a remainder, you had a muffin that didn't fit into a box, so you got 937 remainder one, that muffin still needed to go into a box. And then how many boxes will be full? You'd calculated that 937 boxes will be full, and one box will have just one muffin in it. So well done. Some brilliant maths and mathematicians out there today. Hope I've got your brain really, really thinking, and that you've enjoyed learning about division. I hope. Right, okay, so I've gone a bit longer than I thought I would over the length of the lesson, but if you've got time, you can pop now to Doodle and complete your Doodle activity for maths. It is linked to division. It is doing exactly what we've just been doing, so I'm looking for full marks from all of you. But if you haven't got time, don't worry. Just do it this afternoon when you've got your timetable slot for that. Lunch, 12:15 to 1. Please stop and have a break. Virtual learning is really quite hard on your brain. I know this because I'm doing a lot of it myself. So please stop and have that break. Don't think that you have to carry on through your break. If you were at school, you would stop and you would have your lunchtime, have a run around. Please do that. Please have something to eat, a drink, and a bit of relax. Switch your brain off for a little bit, and then Doodle this afternoon, expanded noun phrases for English and dividing 4-digit numbers by 1 digit in Doodle Math for you. And then in topic, there is a nice little art lesson for you to start, not to finish. Okay, so your art in topic this afternoon is over 2 lessons. So please do not rush the art. We'd rather have 2 lessons and a beautiful piece of artwork at the end of it. So thank you all for joining me. I really love these lessons and working with you and seeing your names pop up. So keep working hard. We're really proud of you. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.